Good morning and welcome, everyone. Namaste. Really wonderful to be with you all this morning in practice. A continuation of our Vyahrti Upasana series, expanding the mind into seeing this special relationship between the outer and the inner. So, to do that, creating that relaxed atmosphere where we feel that we're safe and belong, where we have that sense of resonance with one another, we'll start this with the chanting of Om, that sacred syllable Om. So, though I encourage you to keep your mic on mute and we're in our different spaces, let us take up that mantra together and chant it 3 times. So, just get comfortable in your seat, gently allowing the eyes to close, beginning the practice with devotion. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryan Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gumavamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvan Utibhisita Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Harihi Om. Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Shaktah Prabhavedum Nachedevam Devo Nakalukushalaspanditumapi Atastvam Aradhyam Hariharavarinchari Birabe Pranamtum Stotum Va Kathamakrita Punyaf Prabhavati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace be, peace be, peace be. Hari Om. So, good morning and welcome. This is a continuation of the Vyahrti Upasana. Upasana means taking up something that expands and develops our mind. This human embodiment is a rare gift because this is the time and place, here and now, to develop our mind, and we have that capacity. And this is on those connections we see between the outer and inner, the relationship that we share with the world around us. So we saw that this is an ancient form of practice from the Upanishad, and it's given or revealed to us by a great Rishi. Rishi means a seer. This Rishi's name was Mahachamasya. And here the Rishi saw 16 factors, 4 groups of 4. And last week we focused on the connections in the daytime. The 3 forces supported or nurtured by the 4th. There, the 4th was the sun, Aditya. Now, this morning's meditation is actually on the night, the luminosity and connections that we find in the night. It's called Jyotisham. The luminaries are vitality of the nighttime. So here again, the Rishi saw in those mystical utterances of Bhuh, Bhuvah, Suvah, and Mahah, those three and the fourth, he made a connection between how we experience and the importance of the nighttime. So there, the symbol of Bhuh is connected with fire or Agni. Then in Bhuvah, the connection between that is the space, Vayu. You can think of that as the vast space of the sky. Suvah is the stars and the luminosity behind them. And all of this is supported by or nurtured by or thriving by Mahah, the fourth, and that is the moon. So we're going to take up a practice. We've been working on several techniques to open and relax the physical body, get established in our asana, where we feel steady and comfortable, deepening our relationship with the breath. And then once we move into a mental space or a space where we're observing that chitta akasha, a space where you can invoke that inner symbol, we'll be reflecting on those connections there with the main deity or devotion to the moon, understanding the relationship with the moon. So in in the Vedanta, the moon is actually the deity of the mind, Chandramas Devata, they say. That's really interesting, the relationship, if you think about the moon with relationship to earth, sun, and then how we experience the different phases of the moon. So the outer is always a reflection of the inner. And that's why the yogi has that deep peace and the joy of exploring her or his body, because your body is an expression like a miniaturized universe. So in the outer universe, we see that the moon has several features that are essential for life. One that's interesting is the moon is a borrowed light from the sun. So think on that. Not only that, but the moon goes through those various vacillations and phases. The moon also has a special relationship in its orbit around the Earth in those 27 days. And depending upon that relationship of the moon with the sun, it creates that intense gravitational pull. And that pull definitely affects the large body of water, which we call the tides that happen throughout those cycles. So this is the outer moon. But what's amazing is when you think about the moon in relationship to the inner life, the moon being the vitality of our mind, the mind is also a borrowed light, illumined by you. And the subtler dimension of mind called the buddhi is that creative force. That's why sometimes the buddhi or the intellect, the deity is Brahma, the creator. So the moon is a borrowed light, or the mind is a borrowed light too. The mind is something that you see and observe, that light of awareness that you are. So there's that reflection. Similarly, too, our mind is always going through sankalpa vikalpa, thought, counter thought, good, bad, up, down. So those opposites are the way that the mind moves. So it similarly goes through different cycles. And two, what's amazing is that many of you must have heard or have experienced that during those cycles of the moon, especially as we come to the full moon, that the qualities of the mind are elevated. So our body is also composed, this physical body is also composed of the elements, and a large portion of that has the water element, just like the waters of the earth. So there must be something like 60%, they say, of water content in the body, maybe around 30% of the earth element. So that lift in the larger outer sphere definitely lifts the inner body of water. And that definitely is increasing the qualities that we have in our mind. So that's why sometimes they say that people go crazy during the full moon. I would say that's a generalization that can sometimes not be so useful. Really, what's happening is whatever qualities you've developed in the mind, whatever inspiration you have, that gets lifted and boosted on those full moon days. Similarly, they talk about how a lot of people get depressed on a new moon day when that darkness is there. But it need not cause depression for a yogi. That new moon for a yogi could be a new chance or a new opportunity to start up a sadhana practice. So you can look at this in a positive way too. So we're going to focus on these beautiful connections in the night with the main focus on the luminosity of the moon. So as we get into that, let us first prepare our body, just creating a little bit more space at the level of the physical. So what we're going to do first is take a few deep breaths in through the nose as we raise the shoulders up and let the breath drop. You can just simply open up the mouth, let that breath fall and slide down the physical body as the shoulders lower back down. Let's do that a couple times. Big breath in and let it all go. Great. Then we're going to warm up this space of the neck, Griva Sanchalana. Let's take our chin to the chest. You can pause there and take a breath or so. Bringing the head back to center. I like to find that nice stack between the head, neck, and chest, and then letting the weight of the head fall back as the chin lifts. Also, an excellent opportunity to open up and purify that throat space. Back to center, chin to the chest, center, chin lifts. Then we can also twist all the way to the right. I like to let all the facial muscles participate in that twist. It can be interesting to even let the eyes lead the way first. Your sense of sight guide the shape of your face, then all the way to the left, back to center. Then we can take the right ear to the right shoulder, really stretching and opening up that left side, the neck, the center, left ear to left shoulder. Keeping the shoulders relaxed while you do this, just letting the neck participate in the movement. The rest of the body is relaxed, back to center. And then lastly, with the neck exercises, we'll take the chin to the chest again and very carefully, gently draw the head up and around in a big circle 3 times in both directions. You can keep your gaze closed and focused at the eyebrow center. Then gently lifting the head back up. We've been having a lot of discussion at the ashram lately on the power of asana. So never underestimate the power of these movements to help free and get the mind out of that stuckness, that ruminating on one particular thought or fantasizing or creating stories that are unnecessary or harmful to our growth. So sometimes just simply expanding our body through some simple movement can really help open up the mind. So we're also going to do that by taking a big breath in and reaching our arms up, interlacing the fingers, and letting those palms roll up to the sky in Tadaka Mudra. Practicing being at center, taking deep breaths in the belly here as you're extended into your length, really lifting up. Big breath out as you release, nice and slow, and you can really lengthen down through the fingertips. Feels great to get that energy moving all the way down through the hands. Once more, let's do that again. Big breath in as you reach up, fingers interlace. Center yourself with your breath. And then, for an extra challenge, see if you can draw those hands behind the head, really opening up the chest. A few deep breaths here. Inhale as you lift all the way back up, and a full exhale as you release down. See, you feel so much better from when you started. That simple. And then lastly, before we come into that still seat, we're going to just do a simple spinal twist. You can take your left palm and let it rest on the right knee, Parivrtta Sukhasana, as you breathe in and reach that right hand back. Find some support on the mat or chair. Keep your shape tall, lifting through the crown, and exhale all the breath out as you twist to the right. And you can stimulate that fresh supply of blood to those lower organs by breathing into that compressed space. Inhale as you gently unwind. Mm, great. And then switch sides, right palm on the left knee. Big breath in as you reach up. All the breath out as you exhale and twist to the left. And then keep that compressed space there as you breathe into it. And then inhale your way back to center. Great. Now we'll prepare ourselves for getting established in asana siddhi. So if you're on the chair, you can feel your feet as support, and you have to sit on the edge of the chair. That way you can practice holding the spine upright. You're not leaning back. That free flow of energy along the spine. If you're on the mat, your body's like a pyramid with that maximum base, and you can keep the hands, that expression of the mind, soft and open, resting on the knees, or you may practice with them on the lap. Both are okay. But whatever you choose, stick with it. And for us as yogis, before we even practice asana, pranayama, we have that santosham. Part of the other limbs of yoga, yama niyama, is about doing our practice with joy. The sheer joy of getting the opportunity. That will take you all the way. So our face is soft, it's that gentle smile. And once you find the settledness in your seat, you can let the gaze become really wide and open as the eyelids gently close, and will remain in this position with the eyes closed for the remainder of practice. Body held still. situated in the space. Begin to observe your whole body held still. You're very much endowed with the capacity to move your body, but you're taking some much needed time to enjoy the stillness. And as the body is held upright, positioned in this asana, there's a free flow of energy. And you can begin to feel that as the tingling on the edge of the skin, that aliveness. Though you're physically still, the world of subtle movements opens up. So take a moment to observe your whole body. From the top of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. The ability to explore each part, approaching your body objectively, enjoying the freedom to explore what is. And the magic of it is when you simply observe, bring that light of awareness, a great healing takes place. Observing the whole body, feeling the relationship between the body and the space. Our reflection today is on the moon. So for yogis, moon is the mind. Mind's movement is typically drawn into dissipating thought concerned with the past, the outburst of emotional memory, or the worry of the future. So instead, we're going to allow that movement of mind to continue, but skillfully move the mind to different parts around the body, bringing that light of the mind or moon to the different parts, enhancing the vitality of each part. So, body upright, relaxed, hands on the knees, lap, eyes resting in the inner space. And see if you can begin to draw your attention to noticing the touch at the right foot. Then to the left foot, feeling the sensation there. Then you'll notice the whole right leg, the ankle, calf muscle, knee, thigh, and hip. As you move your attention through each part, it's like the tension of the muscle releases and relaxes on the bone. The left leg, the ankle, calf muscle, knee, thigh, and hip. Then be aware of the whole base of your body. Take a moment to nurture that relationship between the physical base and the sense of support you have on the mat or chair. Then you can observe the whole back, the lower back, mid back, rising up to the space between the shoulder blades, the whole upper back. We're not trying to change or fix anything. We're just observing what is, allowing mind to move skillfully. Then also observing the front of your body, rising up from the base, noticing the lower abdomen and navel, the upper abdomen leading up to the solar plexus, the whole area of the chest, really taking a moment to find that sense of touch there, which can often go missing, the space between the breasts. Then rising up through the shoulders, then allow your mind to observe the whole right arm, from the right shoulder down, the upper arm, elbow, wrist, hand, fingers, all the way to the tips of the fingers. And moving back up through the fingers, hand, wrist, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Then the left arm, left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, wrist, hand, fingers, to the tips of the fingers. Attention moving back up through the fingers, hand, wrist, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Then the throat and neck. Be aware of the chin and jaws. The lips, the tongue resting in the space, the nostrils and cheeks, the eyes, looking into the inner space, the eyebrows and eyebrow center, the ears, the sense of direction surrounding the body, and the forehead center. All the way to the top of the head. And as you rest there, you can observe your body from top down. This miniature universe, thriving by the light of the moon. And the energetic force pulsating within the body like the day and night is the outgoing and incoming breath. Begin to notice that natural, spontaneous breath. Let your mind enjoy discovering its best friend of the breath, the one constant companion you have throughout this journey. There are many relationships in our life that can suddenly go missing. People who can come in and out of the picture, things we can gain and lose. But on the journey of human life, one continual relationship you'll have is with your breath. So it's time to rediscover and nurture that relationship by observing the breath. And as you begin to observe, you can also sense where you feel touch of breath in your body. Maybe it's the rise and fall of the abdomen, or a feeling of expansion in the chest, or perhaps the temperature at the nostrils. Stay with that touch and breath. And then once that connection has fused, begin to deepen it. A full exhalation where the breastbone gently pulls in as you exhale everything. And then that natural breath in, coming from a deep place, filling the body up with breath, and then again giving it back, exhaling. Flow with the breath back and forth. Exhale, merging into the inhale. The inhale, merging into the exhale. So your body is upright, extended into the length, but relaxed. Your hands are soft on the knees or lap. The eyes are enjoying rest in the inner space. And you're making the breath long, smooth, deep. And as you do that, it becomes subtle, exhaling all the breath out, welcoming all the breath in with an inhale. Once you get flowing with that breath as it's deepening, Take a moment to shift your breath and attention to the navel. In the expression of night, Bhuh is the fire. Take 3 deep breaths at that navel space, stimulating the inner fire, or Agni. On that last breath, breathe everything out and pause. Hold the breath out. Breathe in when you're ready. And gradually shift your attention to the region of the heart. Begin to connect your breath with this space, Bhuvah, the mystical utterance of the space, the night sky. Take 3 deep breaths here. And on that last breath, exhale completely and pause, holding the breath outside. Develop that sense of space and movement. And then you can guide your attention to the forehead center, Suvah, the stars. Take 3 breaths in this space. Meaning, as this sensitivity grows in the forehead center, you can direct your mind and breath to those various spaces of condensed energy in the body, where the subtle currents meet. Just let your attention rest in that space, looking deep into the space, just watching there. The Mahah, or the fourth element, is the mind, or moon. You can visualize the moon in that space. Feeling the glow across the whole face. That glow giving vitality to the senses and nourishing the body. Visualize that full splendor of the moon. Simply keep your attention there. You can feel the pulse of the breath in that space, and you visualize that glow of light as we bring up the mantra. Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Hum Ho 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 Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Hum Ha Hu Hu Ha Hu Hu Ha Hu Hu Ha Hu Ha You can take a deep breath in as if you're drawing the light of that moon back into the body, drawing in that vitality, letting that cool energy spread throughout the body and heal every part. Ha, hu, hum. The whole mind, from the back of the head to the center, then that front cortex region all illumined. The rays trickling down, offered into the Bhuh, the fire, moving through the space, Bhuvah, traveling through those sensitive connections, Suvah, nourished by the Mahah, the moon. Again, you can notice the space of the navel, the space of the heart, and the space of the forehead center. The inspiration and openness, the feeling of connection at the region of heart, and the feeling of presence and stability at the navel. All lit up by the moon. I'm aware of your whole body held still, and keeping the eyes gently closed, we'll guide our hands to our heart, offering this practice in the service of all beings, which also thrive by the moon. The whole plant and animal kingdom thriving by this moon. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhaved. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. When you're ready, ever so gently open your eyes. The practice of meditation is complete.